Oh, cool. Yeah. On flashcards is a good idea. Um, so Ulagan, that's good. Um, we're gonna go over getting to know you. Welcome, Lindsay. Um, Dan King says, good night, Logan. I'm happy to see you. Welcome. Um, we're just discussing what you haven't missed anything yet. We were just discussing what we're going to go over today in class. And it's this worksheet here called Getting to Know You, which is it's kind of a fun sheet. We have Sanudang Kyung, what is your name? I don't usually ask number two in a class setting. Gusudang Hasi, what is your clan crest? Um, not all of us have clans. Um, Gigi, Gigi Studang Ijan, where are you from? Tranudang Nagan, and so on. And then after 29 questions, um, here is the formula. Um, all my documents are live documents. So I don't really like putting page numbers on them because we're constantly adding and changing these, and it makes it look messy instead. Um, so, but if we were going to ask Stung question two, um, this right here, Xian Ustan, um, means frog. And I only put that there as, a reference. Um, and so that's why this blank spot is still here, because whatever you're going to put for your clan crest um, here in this spot. Um, and so if you're not frog, you would want to ignore this altogether. Um, for instance, I would be able to put in Xaad Kil Class done. Udi Hasi Ejin, Devilfin Kilwell is my clan crest, or one of them. So I'm just going to leave that there. Um, yeah, so let me take this out. Try to clean these pages up a little bit. And this belongs up here anyways with was wondering why it was by itself. It belongs here under Ong Digit Swansungung. Yes, I have one child. This is um, answering the answer to question 7 in the affirmative and the negative. We have get A, or for a full sentence, get A, gawan no, not yet. Um, And the question number 7 was, dank get along the geese clue, dan get along hayden. Um, do you have any children? How many? And I skipped doing this question. How many do you have any siblings? How many? Because we don't have a word for siblings. Like for male, I don't even have a word for brother. I have a, I could say older sibling or younger sibling. Uh, Female has a word for brother, but doesn't have a word for sister. I'm a male. I have a word for sister. Andrea Joe,
Oh, I just had a question about
you have a question?
when you're answering the question about how many kids you have, if you like had one but lost them, is there a way that you would say that, or would you not really talk about that in this
I
context?
can't hear you. Maybe
Oh, I'm sorry.
write it in
I'll
chat.
just move. Can you hear me now? I'm not sure if my mic is
Oh,
not.
wait. My bad. My bad. My bad. I'm so sorry. This whole time I was talking, I was on mute. I hate it when I do that. I'm so sorry. Um, but you haven't missed anything because we haven't started class yet. Um, so thank you for raising your hand, Andrea Joe. Um, yeah, if ever you guys can't hear me, um, go ahead and tell
I
me I'm on
Well,
mute.
I was able to hear you before that, so I don't know what you unmuted.
Oh,
Maybe you had like muted it so that you couldn't hear. Could you hear when I asked my question or no?
no, I wasn't able to hear you until I turned up the speaker.
Oh, okay. I could hear you at least before then.
Okay,
Um,
good.
yeah, my question was that if somebody asks how many kids you have, I remember I started watching the past video about introductions and giving like a formal Haida introduction. And there was a way to speak of like deceased relatives with the past tense versus living relatives with the current tense. How
Mhm.
would you speak about like if you had a relative that you were talking about that you lost, like in this context, like what would be the way that I would say, like, I have one kid and I also had a kid that passed away?
Mhm. Um, nice again. I'm sorry about that. Um, yes. Um, let me go back to share screen, and I want to jump to um I still got to remember to do the Haida Nation anthem and then get class going. But um, I'm not sure. This is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. Was your child that passed male or female?
Male.
Okay. So so I'm gonna
Oh,
type
it would be
I'm gonna
the same
type it in.
structure as these though.
Hmm?
It's the same structure as these sentences.
Yeah. So for instance, my parents are passed. So I would say right here, I would say Diao U Ijin. Um, my mother was. So so I want to type in your response because um, it's really powerful to be able to see it. So you state their name. Um, Di get Itlanga, my son. Um, U Agent. Um, and then so you state your son's name and Di get Itlanga U Agent. My son was so and so. And so therefore you're acknowledging um, him as past. Um, which is why it's so important for us to get our tenses correct. Um, for instance, I wouldn't want to say on this phrase here, dinanu ijan, because that's saying, um, well, I would state her name and then I would say that I would be saying that she's still living and is here with us. And that's not the case. So I would have to say, Jenny, Ida, Vandal, Carlson, Carl, Dinan, Ujin, my grandmother was. Um, and we have it to, um, oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and work on these. There's different ways of saying it when it gets to great great grandparents. Um, I followed the way I seen someone do it. They did for great great grandmother. They stated their name and then said Dinan uh, Ayas Uijen, and then they followed with their great grandmother, and they used the same exact wording, but you could tell it was a more recent generation because after that, then they said um, a name and then Dinanuijan. So you know that the two that preceded Non was great grandmother and great great grandmother, but um, um, for instance, um, my great great grandmother. Oh, I don't want to erase that. Um, but it could be the non my my grandmother's grandmother. Um, and for great grandmother, the non ow, my grandmother's mother. So there's different ways of doing it. Some of the elders used old non for great grandmother or a great grandparent. Um, and for a great grandparent, they might use old non. Um, so there are different ways, but um, I'm glad you asked that question. Um, so you could honor your son um, by stating his name and digit itlanga uijin in your introduction, or when you're if in conversation you're talking about your son who passed, um, you could you could say this phrase. Um, okay, it's 12:17. Um, sorry for the late start. Tlaju Ga Usla. All rise for the Haida Nation anthem. Yo ho wee, yo ho wee, yo wee, hey hi yo ho wee, ah wee, hey hi yo ho wee, ah wee, ah wee, yo ho wee. Yo, wee, yo, wee, hey, hi, yo, wee, wee, hey, hi, yo, wee, 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 yo, wee, yo, yo, hey, hi, yo, wee, hey, hi, yo, wee, wee. Thank you for letting me sing the Haida Nation anthem. And let's get started. Um, we'll do getting to know you. Um, this needs to be at 150% so you can see it better. Okay. Okay, so Sanudang Kiang, what is your name? Sanudang Kiang. Sun and U are going to be pronounced as one word. Sanu, Sanu, Sanudang Kiang, Sanudang Kiang. This verb here, um, to be named or to be called, it sounds like ki on, and there's a slight glottal stop in there. Sanudang kian, Sanudang kian. Next one, Gusu Dang Hasi, Gusu Dang Hasi, Gusu Dang Hasi. All of these words that have a U following it, you're going to pronounce them together. So, Gusu Dung Hasi, what is your clan crest? Giji Stu Dung Ejun, where are you from? Giji Stu Dung Ejun, Giji Stu Dung Ejun. Klanu Dung Nagan, where do you live? Klanu Dung Nagan, Klanu Dung Nagan. So let's start with these four. Sanudang Kian. Let's go around the room. Andrea Jo Dot Wait Nong, Sanudang Kian.
Sanudang Kyang.
Hong. And Lindsay Dot Wait Nong, it's your turn. Sanudang Kian.
Are we answering it or repeating it?
Repeating it, and then later we'll go and look at the
Okay.
responses.
Sanu dang kyaang.
Hulag and how. So we'll do these first four, and then we'll go and do the matching responses. So up next we have Gusudung Hasi. Gusudung Hasi. Gusudung Hasi. The underlined G is from back in the throat. Gusudung Hasi. Gusudung Hasi. Andrea Jo Das Wait Nong.
Gusudung hasi.
Hong Hulagan. How Lindsay Das Wait Nong.
Gusudung Hasi.
Hong Hulagan. How good to hear you ladies speaking Haida. Kiji Studung Ijun. Where are you from? Kiji Studung Ijun. Kiji Studung Ijun. Andrea Jo Das Wait Nong.
Giji Sudung Ijung.
Hong Hulagan. How Lindsay Das Wait Nong.
Giji Sudung Ijung. Oh wait, we're doing Gusudung Hasi.
No, you did the right one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hulagan. How okay, and Stenson number 4. Klanu Dung Nagan. Klanu Dung Nagan. We put our tongue behind our upper front teeth because we have this TL glottal stop right here. And so we snap the TL downwards and out of the mouth. And so we need to do that unique Haida sound to start this question. So, Planu, 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 Planu Dung Nagan, Planu Dung Nagan, Planu Dung Nagan, Planu Dung Nagan. Andrea Jo Das Wait On,
Planudung Nagung.
Hong Hulagan. How Lindsay Das Wait On,
Planudung Nagung.
Hong Hulagan. How okay, we're gonna scroll. Okay, and so when someone asks you, Sundu Dunkyang, what is your name? You reply stating your name first, and then Hinu Dikyang. Like with in all the other instances, the word before U, it get pronounced with U. So this becomes Hinu in pronunciation. So name, Hinu Di Kiang. Hinu Di Kiang. Hinu Di Kiang. With a little bit of practice, it flows really nicely. For instance, I could say Rob Yates, Hinu Di Kiang. Or I could just state my first name, Rob, Hinu Di Kiang. My name is Rob. And if you wanted to state your Haida name, you would say your Haida name first. Hinu Had Kish Di Kiang. Hinu Had Kish Di Kiang. Hinu Had Kish Di Kiang. My Haida name is. So for instance, I could say duck juice. Hinu Had Kish Di Kiang. My Haida name is duck juice. Which reminds me, I always forget to rename myself. So I'm going to type in duck juice. Okay, back to share screen. So Stung to. Gusu Dung Hasi. Yes, Gusu Dung Hasi. So we have Kian Kustan, frog, and these are just examples. Stan, Sil, Tlustung, Udi Hasi Ijin. And so you're stating one of your clan crests and then finishing with Udi Hasi Ijin. And that way you're stating that such and such is your clan crest. So that's the formula. And Schlunisch, number 3. Kijis to Dung Ijen, where are you from? This is the formula. I'm going to type in my hometown and its Haida name. Because I have to, I need to prove a point. So, Jesquan, an instructor from Masset, I always used to say Kaustleis, Kaustleis ut Egen. But she said the elders would take this D and pronounce it with ut. So Ausgleich durch Egen. I am from Craig. Ausgleich durch Egen. So it doesn't matter what town or city you're from, because SD is going to be added on, because SD means from. So it has to be attached to the town or city that you're from. So, for instance, if it was Heidelberg and we wanted to say it in Haida, Hikta Huntleis durch Egen. I am from Heidelberg. Hikta Huntlei is the Haida name for Heidelberg. So regardless of, or if it's Ketchikan, gets Han. So it would be get Hans durch Egen. I am from Ketchikan. So I just wanted you to be aware of this rule. The D from our word that means from gets carried over into ut and becomes durch. Ausgleich durch Egen. I am from Craig. And then Stanton 4. Klanu Dunnagan. Where do you live? So this is the formula for that. And again, you put your town or city, followed by Eich Ut Nagan. And then that means I live in, for instance, I could say, Austrai Eich Ut Nagan. I live in Craig. Or Hikta Huntlei Ich us Nagen. I live in Heidelberg. Gitsan. Ich us Nagen. I live in Ketchikan. So these are the formulas. And let me know if you need this worksheet called Getting to Know You. If so, I could send it in an email. Okay. Let's have you practice oh, I'll ask you Sinodun Kiang, and then you have the formula right here. State your name and follow it up with Hinodi Kiang, and you would be answering the question. So Andrea Jo Das Wait Nan Sinodun Kiang.
Andrea Jo Hinudikyung.
Ong Hulagan how Lindsay Das Wait Nan Sinodun Kiang.
Lindsay Hinudi Kiang.
Ong Hulagan how let's move on to yeah, we're not going to do two unless both of you agree to it. Do you want to do a stun too? No? Okay. Slunis. So Slunis is Gigi Studan Ejan. Where are you from? So Andrea Jo Das Wait Nang Gigi Studan Ejan.
I don't, would you still just put like an English word in front of the formula?
Mm-hmm.
Montana's du Ejung.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hulag and how Lindsay Gigi Studan Ejan.
For this one, like I've like learned like both ways, like that it's the sh and also the D. I don't
Whatever you're
know.
most comfortable with.
Asdan Studi Ijung.
Okay. And what was the village name?
Oh, that's Anchorage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I did not know that. I learned something new. How
Yeah, I had to ask Skill Jade about if there was a name for it,
oh
but
cool.
there is one.
Awesome. That's very cool. Okay, Stenson, 4, Klanu Dungnagan, where do you live? Andrea Jo Das Waitnang, Klanu Dungnagan.
Great Falls. Ish Noggin.
Ong, Hulagan, how Lindsay Das Waitnang, Klanu Dungnagan.
Ao Tao Tlukwang Hanlai Ish Ush Nagang.
Oh, Juno,
Um,
Hulagan, how okay, so let's move on to some other questions. Would you rather do the question immediately following up with a response? Would you rather do it that way? Okay, let's do that. Okay, Clay, 5. Geese do dung ow. Geese do dung ow. Geese to dung ao. Geese to dung ao. Who is your mother? And then we have to scroll to the response for Clay. Okay, and this gives you the formula. If they are living, Egen. If they are past, Egen. Andrea Jo Das Wait Nong Geese to Dung Ao.
Barbara Johnson, Diao Ui Jung.
Ong Hulagan How Lindsay Das Wait Nong Geese to Dung Ao.
Deborah Lopez, Berlini di Au Ijung.
Hulagan How okay, so the next obvious one is who is your father? Yes, Tlaunt, 6. So since you're both females, I'm just gonna ask it the way I'm supposed to. I'm not gonna say hung, as that only pertains to males. Geese to done hot. Geese to done hot. And let's scroll down to Tlaunt. Here's the formula. Notice that hot can be spelled with a T or a D. That means the pronunciation falls in between a D and a T, so that's why you see it in both spellings. Andrea Jo dot wait nang geese to done hot.
Michael McCord, Di Hatu I Jung.
Hulagan how Lindsay geese to done hot.
Van Berlini di Hatu Ijung.
Hulagan how um Jaguar 7. Do you want me to ask this question or shall I skip it? Okay, I'll skip it. Stansang 8. Gistu dang tolas just ligan. Tolas is good friend. It's in the dictionary. And then just li has different meanings. It can mean the best or very best or very much or too much. So this is the closest we have to who is your best friend. And even though I had to coin this phrase, this question, it should make sense to the listener who's familiar with Xaad Kil. Gistu dang tolas just ligan. Gistu dang tolas just ligan. Gistu dang tolas just ligan. Who is your best friend? Okay, we scroll down to response for Stansanga. and we will have our formula. So you state their name, or maybe your best friend is your dog. Then you would say, huh is dog, but a specific dog is hi. D hi. Oh, I got that in the wrong spot. Supposed to be up here with the Xaad Kil. Oh, I got the tone mark in the wrong spot. Um, Di hai u di tolas just ligan. My dog is my best friend. Or maybe it's di ao, my mother. Or di hat, my father. Or just a best friend, and you would state your best friend's name and Udi Tolas just ligan to finish out the response. So Andrea Joe, Das Waitnon. This is a long question. I have to go back to number 8. Stansanga Gistu Dantolas just ligan. Who is your best friend?
Aaron du Tolas Josh Ligon.
Hong Hulagan, how um um Lindsay Gisu Dantolas just ligan. Who is your best friend?
Hana Udi Tau Las Hashigan.
Just ligan.
Jashigan.
Hong Hulagan, how okay, so oh okay. Number 9 has to do with family traditions. So so again, this was something I had to develop. But it makes sense. So I'll say it a couple times and then we'll break it down. Gusu Gin Eich Dung Tolang is Dungung. Gusu Gin Eich Dung Tolang is Dungung. And the reason why I say it makes sense is we break it down, it's saying, what things do you like to do with your family? So, um, so that's why when we scroll down to Clash Swanson 9, we see we like working on fish, or my family likes to play games. And there's extra gung in here because we're stating habitual. And when you habitually do something, you have to add another gung to the verb. Non-gung is playing a game, present tense, but you have to add this other gung in here because we're stating my family likes to play games on a regular basis or habitually. So, so the responses are, these two responses are Chinu, Ik, Alan, Flungul, Las, Ik, Gula Gungun. Again, there's an extra gung in here because we're stating that our family likes to habitually work on fish. Chinu, Ik, Alan, Flungulas, Ik, Gula Gungun. Oh yeah, what I did just now, not only was the pronunciation better, but when you have two gungs back to back, don't feel intimidated by it. You just state the first gun and then follow it immediately with another gun. So you have gung gung, gula, gung gung, gula, gung gung. Down here, let's do the same thing. Non gung gung, non gung gung. This G is silent because it's an NG blend. Non gung gung, non gung gung, non gung gung. So that's how we tackle it when there is the extra gung added on to the verb, stating that it's done on a habitual basis. So this phrase here, I never said it yet. Di tolunk gula nang nang gung gung. My family likes to play games. So di tolung is my family. This K here means two. So we have K attached to di tolung. If you're looking in the dictionary, you might see as a G instead, but our elders used a K, and I like the K better. It just makes it more clear for me what is going on. Di tolunk gula non gung gung. Oh, that's interesting. We have two nongs back to back and two gungs back to back. So I'll ask each of you, Gusu gen esh dan tolang is dangang. And then if you don't have a response of your own, we could use one of these here, or we could change it. But if your family does like to do something, but let's say your family likes to watch Netflix instead, we can change that, or we could change it to just TV. The Skidegate elders coined a word for TV, so I use it. I just Kaiganiized it. Nijanai Gin Kyalan. Picture thing to watch. That's their phrase for TV, and I like that because to me it makes perfect sense, and then I don't have to use an English word. Okay, Andrea Jo das Waitnang, Gusu Gin Esh, Dantolan is Dangan.
Di taulunk gula nang nangangang.
Hulagan. Way to power through. Um, okay, Lindsay. Gusu gen esh dan tolang es dangang.
Di Taolong Gula Nong Nangangang.
Hulagan. Um, you both made it sound easy. So Hulagan. Um, let's go to um class 10. Gusudan Kugin La Just Ligang. What is your favorite book? Um, and yeah, it's the only way I know how to phrase the question. Just Ligang is kind of like best. Kugin La is good book. So it's a good book that you like and you find it the best. Gusudan Kugin La Just Ligang. What is your favorite book? And then let's scroll down to the response. Oh, there's more examples of things that we like to do with the family. We like to play at the playground and we like to dine together. Oh, wow, look at that long verb stem. Okay, so here is the formula for the answer. You state the title of your book and kuginai. Kuginai is definitive. La just liu Dina Ejan. My favorite book is. So Dina is my, Ejan is Kuginai La Just Li. Best good book or favorite book. So try and think of a book. If you don't normally read books, um, that's okay. Make something up. Say Little Woman or Moby Dick or Catcher in the Rye or what, Grapes of Wrath, whatever. Or it could be, a Northwest Coast book or whatever. So um, Andrea Jo, Das Waitnong, Gusudang, Kuginai, sorry, Gusudang, Kugin La, Just Ligan. What is your favorite book?
Lord of the Rings, Kugenai La Jashli Udinai Jang.
Hung. Ejung,
Ejum.
Hung, Hulagan, how okay, Lindsay. Gusudang Kugin La Just Ligan. What is your favorite book?
Norwegian wood. Kuginai La Jasi U Dina Ijang.
Hulagan, how okay, we got about 4 minutes. I think we should do a song. I think we should do Sinatra Do. We haven't done this song in a long time. So this is an old song from Old Kazan, and it is about um, a wolf on the beach, and he sees a raven in a tree, and the raven is chattering to him. And the wolf is like, "What kind of raven is this? That's talking to me that I hear, and he's talking like I can understand. Nevertheless, I thank you while you fly away from me while you chatter." Um, and so this song used to belong to, this is a clan I belong to, Yaklanas. Um, but a lot of our songs became public, so this is a public song now. So I'm going to sing it for you. It's a little fast, a little peppy. Senya Hedu, Disa Kingan, Kiltla Gudang, Flingagens Kingan, was Kenanu, Dangas Killa, Asgeist, Wat Squadis Dang, Kangan Dal Sang, Ahe, Ahe, Sinya Hedu, Disa Kingan, Kiltla Gudang, Flingagens Kingan, was Kenanu, Dangas Killa, Asgeist, Wat Squadis Dang, Kangan Dal Sang, Ahe, Ahe, Sinya Hedu, Isa Kangan, Kiltla Gridang, Flingagens Gingan, was Kenanu, Dangan Killa, as Geist, Wat Squadis Dan, Kangan Dal Song, Ahe, Ahe, and that is it. Sinya Hedu. We have about 30 seconds. Let me see if I could squeeze in a departure song. House done, Kang song, D2E, D2E, house done, Kang song, D2E, D2E, Geet squad done we, Gin la song, Geet squad done we, Gin la song, the managan came, D2E, D2E, the managan came, D2E, D2E, degrees, D2E, D2E, degrees, D2E, D2E. Kawa'u. Thank you both for joining me. I hope to see you guys on Monday if you could make it. Have a good weekend, you guys. The Managan Kingu.